Okay, so I have the table. This is question 16, page 88. And the question says, both Carla and Alvaro are saving for a holiday. Carla says €25 a week and already has 150 in her account. Alvaro says €40 a week and he already has €60 in his account. So it says, show how much each will have saved in 4 weeks using a table, 2 graphs. So week 0, I suppose, they would have had €150 and 60. Carla's going up by 25 every time. So 150 plus 25 is 175, 200, 225, and 250. Alvaro is going up by 40, 60, 100, 140, 180, 220. Right? So after 4 weeks, Alvaro has 220, Carla has 250, and I've just represented this information on a graph. Orange for Carla, blue for Alvaro. So let's go on to part 2 there. So part 2 says, write a formula for the amount saved by each person. State the meaning of all the letters used. Okay, so I'm going to use S for amount saved. So amount saved. And I'm going to use, I suppose, what letter will I use for that? The formula saved by each person. State the meaning of each letter used. I'll just say D, right? D is equal to, no, we'll go with W is equal to number of weeks. Okay? So let's think about this. Carla starts off with 150 and over 1 week saves 25. Alright? So depending on the number of weeks she saves for, it'll be a multiple of 25. So after 1 week she saved 25. After 2 weeks it's 50. After 3 weeks 125. Alright? So think about that. So the amount she has saved is going to equal every 25 multiplied by, not D. Sorry lads, it's very late. I'm very tired. 25 multiplied by W is 25 weeks plus the €150 she has in her account. Alright, so that's for Carla. And for Alvaro, so S for amount saved is going to equal, his goes up by 40, so it's 40 multiplied by the number of weeks plus 60, which he has in account already. So there's the two formulas for Carla and Alvaro. Part 3, it says, after how many weeks will they both have the same amount of money in their accounts? Okay, so this isn't going to be, see, I don't like this question for the sense that they don't specifically say, like there's not going to be, if you look 1 more week and Alvaro will have 260, 1 more week, Carla has 275, then he goes up to 300 and this guy goes up to 300 as well. Actually, it's actually a bit nicer than I thought. So if you actually, there's a couple of ways you could do this. You could use the formula, but I think it's easier if we start with Carla, alright, and she starts at 150, then 175, 200, 225, 250, right? That's week 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Then on week 5, 275, and on week 6, 300. Let's see what happens for Alvaro. So he starts with 60. After week 1 he has 100, then he has 140, then he has 180, 220, 260, and then 300. So week 6 is when Carla and Alvaro will have the same amount of money. Part 4. Okay, so if you're fairly shrewd at this point, you may notice that I have a white A4 page covering over a little bit of ink because I made a mathematical error with the next part of this question previously, so I'm just going over it again. Alright, so the question says that Alvaro stopped saving after 11 weeks. Let's think about that. So we know after 11 weeks, how much did he have? Well, W then is equal to 11. Right, so the amount he saved is going to equal 40 multiplied by 11 plus 60, which is equal to 440 plus 60, which is equal to 500. So Alvaro has saved €500 after 11 weeks. Alright? And where does that leave Carla in that case? So she has 300 at week 6, then 325 at week 7, 350 at week 8, 375 at week 9, 400 at week 10, 425 at week 11. Okay, so now at week 11 she has 425. So it's going to be 3 more weeks until she gets to where he is. All right. Okay. So that's the 12th week, 13 weeks, 14 weeks. So the answer to part 4, all right, is 3 weeks, because it takes 1, 2, 3 more weeks before she's even with him. All right. So 3 weeks. All right. The last part of this says, if Alvaro had continued saving, they would have combined their 2 amounts to pay for their holiday. So we're assuming that Alvaro, yes, he stopped at 11 weeks, but if he had continued on to this point here, they would have combined their amounts together. So let's have a look. Where would Alvaro have ended up in that case? So then he would have been 3 more weeks, would have given him 540, 580, and 620, going up by 40 each time. So he would have had 620 and Carla would have had 500. Together they would have had 1,120. Okay, so that's not what the question is asking though. It wants to know what a formula would be. So let's combine. So in other words, this is equal to S, right? So S is going to equal the combination of 25W, which is what Carla saved, plus 150, yeah, added to what Alvaro saved, 40W plus 60. All right, so in other words, it's 65W plus 210. Okay, and if you sub 14 into this, you get back 1,120. So this is a formula that represents the combined total. All right, that is the video.